They scared to come outside. Tell the boys they better pray. Tell the boys stay out the way. Tell them ain't nobody safe on my mama on my gang. We gon' put it in their face. Yeah. They scared to come outside.
Niggas know we stepping 9 days. God know I'm stepping out with later. Until it hurts, it ain't no mercy, that's just how we made it. You heard that church up in my place, it's cause that's how I raised.
Man, Terence Bud Crawford, he was really playing mind games, and it was gonna get real ugly because he was about to come out to Mo3 and OG Bobby Billions. They scared to come outside. I'ma give y'all the history and the backstory. I'ma let y'all know what happened, but before we do that, make sure that you hit my like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not already subbed to the channel. Man, the fight that everybody wanted, the whole world was asking for 5 years, we finally got that fight, but everybody's still talking about that fight. And we recently just found out a real gem. Now, throughout this whole fight promotion, man, I was looking at Terence Bud Crawford's demeanor. I was just studying Bud, and I'm like, man, Bud is playing mind games. Bud had everybody believing that he wasn't worried about Errol Spence, that he saw something in Errol Spence, that he already knew that he was going to whoop Errol Spence. And he put on a demeanor like he wasn't even worried about the fight. The fight was pretty much already said and done in his head. The beatdown already had took place in his head. He had everybody believing that. I mean, he had people believing that so much before the fight happened that I had partners that was going for Errol Spence that always for years and years said that Errol Spence was going to beat Bud. And they was calling me like, man, what you think about this fight, man? I don't know, man. Crawford looked hella confident. Crawford looked like that he already knows something in EJ. But shout out to Bud Crawford, man, because Bud know how to play mind games to the fullest. You feel what I'm saying? I think Bud had EJ believing that. You know what I'm talking about? Bud knew how to play that game so well, he had EJ believing that. And shout out to Terence Bud Crawford because he actually just did an interview and he kept it 100. I thought Bud Crawford was going to keep doing that same shit that he had been doing in interviews, you know, in past years and in interviews leading up to the fight. I told y'all Errol Spence wasn't shit. I told y'all he was a flat-footed C-level fighter that was one-dimensional, and I just thought he was going to go in on EJ. And Bud kept it real. He said, look, man, I didn't know. I didn't know if I was going to beat him down like that. Like, I really didn't know. He said, man, you know, I respected Errol Spence. I felt that it was going to be a tough fight. I didn't think it was going to go down like that, to be honest. He said, but what I always tell people is you never know until you get inside the ring. So, you know, Bud kept it real. He said, yeah, that he was, you know, worried about what was going to go down in the ring. And that's why he trained so hard for Errol Spence, because he had so much respect for him and he knew that Errol Spence was a dog. So although it looked like that Bud Crawford didn't have a worry or a care in the world, Bud knew in his mind that he was going to be in the toughest fight of his whole career. You know what I'm saying? He thought he was going to be in a knockdown, drag out, bloody fight. And not saying that he wasn't confident that he was still going to come out with the victory, but he did not think it was going to turn out like it turned out. And he kept it real about that, so I respect that. Not saying that he wasn't confident that he was going to come out and win, but he was ready to go to war. You know what I'm saying? He was ready to go to war, bloody, you know, whatever it took to win that fight. But it just didn't turn out that way for him. It turned out that way for EJ, but it didn't turn out that way for him. He had the greatest performance that I've ever seen him perform, and EJ had the worst performance of his life, you know? And we're going to give credit to Bud Crawford for that. Although I'm an Errol Spence fan, you know, we got to give Bud his respect. And what I mean about mind games, he played the ultimate mind games like he's supposed to, right? You never supposed to let your opponent see any type of weakness. You never supposed to let your opponent know that you have any thoughts of losing. You know what I'm saying? You never supposed to let your opponent know. You supposed to make your opponent feel that you have all the confidence in the world and you're not even worried about him because you know that you're gonna beat them. Bud Crawford did that. He did it in every interview. He did it in every press conference. He did it every time we seen him talk about Errol Spence. And Errol Spence did the exact opposite. You know, Errol Spence, he didn't seem confident like he did in all his other fights. He didn't say things like, I know I'm going to win and when I become undisputed. He was saying things at times like, if I become undisputed and if I beat Terence Crawford. And so I just didn't like his confidence leading up to this fight. And that's what made me start questioning if Errol Spence was going to win this fight, you know, when it came down to the last days. But man, Bud is the ultimate savage. I was just listening to a podcast, I believe it's called Boss Talk 101. And Boss Talk, they had Mo3's manager on there, Rainwater. Everybody know Mo3 is now deceased. Mo3 got killed in 2020, but if you know, you know, Mo3 and Errol Spence and Errol Spence's clique, they had some beef. They wasn't really, you know what I'm saying, fond of each other. The shit got real ugly. It got real ugly. But we'll get more into that later, but I ain't gonna get deep into it because I'm just not gonna do that. You know, that's their business. But anyway, so he did an interview, and this is what he said about Terence Bud Crawford contacting him about Mo3.
Actually, Crawford and them reached out. If Eminem wasn't gonna show up, then they would come out the outside.
Damn, you would have let that happen?
Hell yeah, I need a Mo3 voice somewhere in there.
Damn, that would have been crazy.
For Dallas, and I thought,
No, for you.
Yeah, but I had to talk.
People would have felt like you betrayed the city.
Huh?
Yeah.
Because you on the opposing side, that's what he's looking
Hell
at.
yeah, you would have been
Because
looking
Errol
crazy
Spence
out
is
here.
Dallas, and then he's
You
the
think
opposing
you'd have been
team.
upset? They'd have been upset with you now, right now.
Bobby was gonna walk out with me. At the end of the day, I need Mo3 voice, and now I'm Mo3. I'm Team Mo3. I don't care about nothing that's going on in life. No, I'm Team
You
Mo3.
would have let.
Now, when I say Bud Crawford be playing the ultimate mind games, man, it don't get no better than that. You not only coming out to a Dallas artist, you coming out to a Dallas artist that's known to have an issue with Errol Spence. You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about that beef between Errol Spence and Mo3 and Yellow Beezy and Trap Boy Freddy that had the whole city divided. And Bud was gonna come out to Mo3. They scared to come outside, knowing that Mo3, when he did that song, he was rapping about Errol Spence's clique. How Mo3 then rapped about hitting up Yellow Beezy on the side of the freeway. You know what I'm saying? How when Mo3 said, if I can't step on y'all, I'm stepping on all his friends. Yeah, some of y'all know. You know what I'm talking about? Like I said, I ain't gonna get deep into it. I'm not gonna get into their business on this video and all of that. But yeah, it was going down and it got to some Biggie and Pac type of stuff. And Errol Spence was right in the middle of all of it because that's his partners. You know what I'm saying? Yellow Beezy and Trap Boy Freddy is two of his close partners. And you know, sometimes you in it just by association. And it's some things that happened with Errol Spence and Mo3 and them two cliques. It's some shit that went down, and like I said, it got real ugly in them streets. And you heard Errol Spence when he said something in the interview. He said, you know what? I decided to get a ranch. I stay out the way. I don't be going out like that now. If I go out, I go out with my lady because that's when I stay out of trouble. When I used to go out by myself, that's when I was getting in trouble. That's when all the shit was happening. And like I said, I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but for the ones who know, they know. So man, Terence Bud Crawford, man, that's some savage-ish. If he had came out to OG Bobby Billions, right, in Mo3 playing, knocking in that Vegas arena with Rainwater, Mo3's manager, walking him out to they scared to come outside. You know what I'm saying? Hey, for real. And for those who don't know or not familiar with Mo3, and for those who are not familiar with the song Outside, just type in Google Mo3 Outside. Listen to the lyrics, and that shit is as real as it can get. And yeah, they talking about Yellow Beezy and Trap Boy Freddy and all of that. But like I said, for the ones who know, y'all already know. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I would have liked to see what would have happened if he did come out to that. You know what I'm talking about? I would have liked to see the reaction that Errol Spence would have had. I would have actually liked to see the reaction everybody in the crowd would have had, man. That shit would have had the whole arena turned up. Eminem is cool. I'm personally not too high on Eminem. I did think it was a dope ass entrance, you know what I'm saying? How Eminem announced him and how he came in with him. But I don't like Eminem music. But hey, Mo3, if he had came out to Mo3 with Rainwater walking him out and OG Bobby Billions walking him out, man, that shit would have been epic. Anyway, y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. Let me know, do y'all want to see a rematch? I want to see the rematch at 154. I don't care what nobody else is saying. EJ got to go and get his lick back. Win, lose, or draw. Go try to get your lick back. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this. Drop a comment in the comment section. Make sure that you do me a favor and hit my like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not already a sub to the channel, and y'all already know how I do. There you go, talking that boxing again, and I'm gone.
Hey, clear the way, clear the lane. I'm top lit, different from them.